You're listening to the ESO Network, your station for all things geek.
Welcome to episode 204 of the Rusted Robot Podcast for July 1st, 2018. Happy Canada Day.
Hey, this is Dr. Trek, Larry Nemechek, and you're listening to the Rusted Robot with Sean and Josh and the Rust.
It's me, Sean, your regular host, and with me as always is...
Supreme Master of all things.
Hi, Josh.
Hi.
How are you, buddy?
I'm tired.
Me too. Oh, it's been one of those weeks. The heat, the humidity.
Of course, everything has to be done outside.
Of course it does.
Yeah.
But this is not Weathercast. This is the Rusted Robot, your number one source for all things geeky.
So, I'm not sure where we're going with this, so let's just roll into trailers.
Well, before we do that, we gotta say that it's very unfortunate that Shane is not here to be a guest on the show because, according to Facebook, he and Sara got engaged this week, and I thought he could regale us with tales of how he proposed.
This is true.
Apparently,
but
he's sleeping.
He's starting night shift next week. So he's got to be asleep during the day and awake during the night.
Okay, I guess that's
so. Poor Shane can't be here, but we all here at the Rusted Robot wish Shane and Sara great joy and happiness.
Great joy and happiness. Also, fly, you fool! Don't do it. Okay, that's just a bit of a warning, but I hope it all works out.
I am on the opposite bench.
Yeah?
They work well together.
Yeah, they do.
The moment I first met Shane and Sara, I almost call them Shara. I thought they were a couple.
And they weren't at the time?
Not at the time. I'm like, well, they belong together.
Mm-hmm, clearly.
And Katie's like, no, they're not together. They're dating other people. I'm like, no, they're together. She's like, no. I'm like, what? No, that can't be right. And yeah, they're together now.
Well, clearly it was meant to be.
Yeah.
It's nice when that kind of thing works out.
Yeah.
We won't go into my sad stories. That's for the Soul Forge podcast.
The Soul Forge.
But you have a very good track record as well with your wife.
Yeah, we've been together 16 years? 17 years in August we'll be together.
That's really good.
So yeah, 17 years in August and 12 married.
Very good.
So, and I'm happy.
I'm happy for you. Yes, that's good.
You just have to pick the good ones.
Oh, that's my problem. Damn it.
See, my wife was into anime before I met her. Mm-hmm. I introduced her to RPGs.
Yeah.
And the whole nerd sphere unspooled, and I was like, okay, this is one I can keep.
Right, because you grew in nerddom together, and you already had it before.
Yeah, she had hers, and I had mine, and they meshed.
Right.
You have to find one that matches your own nerddom.
Yes.
That is your problem.
Oh, now I know.
And knowing is half the battle.
See the last one. Not the current one, but the last one.
Yeah.
How much nerd stuff was she into?
Not much.
No.
Yeah, I see your point.
How much nerd stuff are you into?
Enough. More than you.
You have a podcast that you put out every week for free.
Yes.
About the subject. You're very deep into it.
I guess this is true.
So, yeah. Pick the right one.
Pick the right one. That's our advice to podcast listeners. But this is not Marriage Cast. This is the Rusted Robot.
Rusted Robot Podcast.
Okay, so last week we got some new themes for the show. I just played them, and I didn't say where they came from because I wanted to get people's reactions. And everybody loved them, so I just wanted to take this moment and thank Jason Zelda for giving us the theme for Celebrity Death and the theme for Jump City comic books.
Oh.
Did you forget?
Dude, I am tired.
Yeah. Anyway, Jason Zelda has been a long-time listener of the show. He sent in themes back in the beginning of the show and so on. So if you're ever looking for a theme or a song or some kind of funky tune, go check out jasonzelda.com.
Well, I appreciate him.
Yeah, he does good work.
He did good work. I enjoy them. I am so tired, man.
You are clearly tired. I can see it in your eyes.
I got to bed at like 1 last night.
What were you doing?
I'm working on my basement.
It's coming along really well, I might add.
So, yeah, I'm working full-time at work, and then I come home and I put in 3 hours here working on stuff here. So.
And it's humid as heck. And it's been 30 degrees Celsius for the last week.
But it's not Weathercast. So.
It's not Weathercast. What is it?
Relationship cast.
That's what we're doing today. No, we're not. No, if you wanted to talk about relationships, you'd listen to the Soul Forge podcast, my other episode show.
All right.
Hey, did you listen to this week's episode of Soul Forge?
No, I did not.
I called it Confidence Unmasked, and what it was is me talking to Karen all about being a Klingon and being confident behind the mask, and how you don't necessarily need a mask to be confident. So it was a little mini interview with Karen, our Klingon friend.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah,
Neat.
really good, fun show. So anyway, did you hear that as of Friday, June 29th, Toys R Us closed its last U.S. stores?
That is sad, because I was a Toys R Us kid.
I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got a million toys at Toys R Us that I can play with. I don't want to grow up. I'm a Toys R Us kid. They got the best for so much less. You really flip your lid. From bikes to trains to video games, it's the biggest toy store there is. Gee whiz! I don't want to grow up, 'cause baby, if I did, I couldn't be a Toys R Us kid. More games, more toys. Oh boy, I want to be a Toys R Us kid.
We had one in town.
There was one here?
There was one here, yeah, in the Timmins Square.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's before my time.
Well, yeah, it closed when I was a teenager.
Oh, okay.
I got my Dr. Claw action figure.
Inspector Gadget?
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
the one where they actually revealed his face.
Did he have a big mustache or something?
It's just some old dude.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it wasn't as much of a reveal as everybody was hoping for.
No, never.
Never
Always
is.
Disappointing. Yeah, so it was all over Facebook yesterday. Pictures of Jeffrey the giraffe, the mascot, in the store with all the empty shelves, with his bag all packed. It was very sad. You don't have social media, so you didn't get to see that. But I don't know how many people on Facebook and Twitter and whatnot shared that picture. It was all over the place.
Well, if people cared, they would have went to the stores in the first place.
Yeah, well, there was lots of outcry and whatever, but I guess after 6 decades of business, they had to close, and they just...
Well, the mismanagement of the thing, right? They weren't drawing enough people, and then because of that, the stores got cruddier. Like, people cared less about their individual stores, which means people are less likely to go, and cycle. Nobody's going, and they look like crap. Now, if I remember correctly, somebody wanted to buy a bunch of them.
There was some millionaire dude. There was stories about some other guy who bought $1 million of toys on the last couple days from different stores around his area.
Yeah, that sounds quite possible.
So that was cool.
Clearance sale.
But luckily, we still have a Toys R Us here in Canada. It's 3 hours away in Sudbury, and that's not closing.
No, they're keeping the Canadian stores open?
As far as I know, I haven't read anything. It's just...
Is Toys R Us Canada a different subdivision?
It must be its own corporate entity or something.
Well, hopefully they stay profitable enough.
Well, that would be good. Yep, because there's a lot of toys.
There isn't many places in town to get toys. Not cheap. Not anything that's not cheap toys.
No, not really.
Because, like, you got barely anything at Walmart. Their section is small.
It's small, and it's not well stocked, and there's just leftover toys from years ago that nobody cares about for the most part. Some new stuff, but it's all very random and nothing high end.
Yeah, and then we don't really have any other big box stores in town that supply toys. You can get some gamey things from like game sports things from Canadian Tire, but really not much in the way of toys.
Sometimes there's toys, but they're weird.
Yeah, and what we got? Winners occasionally has some stuff, but mostly for small kids.
And it's nothing consistent.
Like the young, like the mid-range kids, there's not much there for them.
No.
Yeah, well, we really don't have much in town.
There's not a lot here.
So the fact that there's a toy store still close by, and a few hundred kilometers is close by.
Yeah, 3 hour drive. That's nothing for us northern folk.
So that's good, but I'd like to see more small scale toy stores. Some more mom and pop size.
You know what? I hear there's a pretty cool toy/comic store in the 101 Mall.
There is.
It's I believe it's called Jump City Comics and Collectibles.
There is, and that's what it's called.
Jump City. Timmins, Ontario, Canada.
In fact, today, Katie's working today at Jump City. at 38 Pine Street, North Timmins, Ontario, Canada, Earth. Also, there's going to be Magic today. There's going to be an open house for Magic.
Like the card game.
Yep.
So you're going to teach people how to play, I hear.
That is true, and unfortunately you are all going to miss this because this comes out tomorrow.
Yes, because we're recording Saturday, the 30th of June.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, you're going to all miss this, but that's happening today.
And it was a good time, had by all.
I assume. I haven't gone to it yet.
Well, no.
But yes.
But yes, it was
It
great.
will have had been... it will have had been a good time for all.
That's right. So you're teaching Magic the Gathering. You said there's Pokemon guys going to be there?
There's a weekly Pokemon tournament, as well as a D&D group, though that's a teen, tween, boy group, so...
Okay.
Not something most people would want to join, because power gaming and crude insults is pretty much all you're going to get.
The sweet smell of sweaty desperation.
Yes.
That's my favorite.
And then there's a weekly Magic tournament as well, on Friday and sometimes on Saturdays.
Okay, and I saw on Facebook something about Board Game Day from 11 to 4.
Today is a board game day, apparently. I did not know about this until yesterday, so cool. These are going to be neat. I'm not sure how many people are going to show up, but I think a good time will have been...
Had by all?
Yes.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's good. It's good that they're doing things in the community, getting people involved, taking the geeks out of their shells and bringing them into the stores.
Yep.
It's good.
It encourages community. That's the thing that I like about it.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah.
And just like this whole past week has been Stars and Thunder week in Timmins. I have not participated in any of the activities or gone to any of the concerts, but it looks like people were having fun, and I saw some of the concerts on people's Facebook Lives. So, good.
No, that's so much money that it's gone. You don't own a house anymore, so it's not hurting you as bad. But that hurts me, man.
Yeah.
That hurts me financially.
Right, because I heard on the radio this week they increased the budget from last year's $3.7 million to $5-point-something million, and the ticket sales are a lot less this year.
Yes.
But we're getting lines on the road, so we do have street lines, which is nice, so we can find out where our lanes belong.
Yeah, that budget does not include the city workers' additional efforts put into this.
Right, I know.
Which means it's actually much higher.
But they're not going to tell you that.
No, they're not going to tell you that because that's part of the city maintenance budget.
Yes.
So they're just directing more money from the city maintenance budget. But this isn't municipal cast, so we're going to get off that.
But you don't want to talk about the fact that we've had Sloan and Burton Cummings and Paul Brandt.
I don't know who any of these people are.
Burton Cummings was the lead singer of the Guess Who. You don't know who the Guess Who were?
I know that the band existed and that they made music.
Yeah.
And I probably listened to some of their music, but I've never connected it. I am not a music person.
Okay.
I listen to music. I enjoy music.
Yes.
But I don't care.
Are you excited that Bryan Adams is the headliner for Canada Day?
Sure. Bryan Adams is a good singer. I enjoy some of his songs.
Are you going to spend $180 for that
I
day's
am not going to
adventures?
spend $180 on that day. I'm not going to spend any money on that day. Because if I spend money, they might go, ooh, we made just enough that we might be able to make some more next year. So let's do it again next year and cost us even more money for our taxpayers. They all have really good jobs that can afford to pay so much more in property taxes.
Yay, property taxes.
But... like I said, it's not municipal cast. So
No, it's
off this.
the Rusted Robot Podcast, your number one source for geekery.
All right, so let's roll into trailers.
Oh, but before we do, we have some very sad news. And I shouldn't be laughing about it because it is very sad news. We have this week's celebrity death.
Keep saying that. Are you a doctor?
She's dead, Chap.
And do you know who that is, Josh?
Well, why don't you tell me?
I will tell you. According to StarTrek.com, the passing of sci-fi and Star Trek legend Harlan Ellison. Ellison, who just turned 84 this past month, died this morning, June 28th, at home in California. Ellison wrote countless books, novellas, short stories, scripts, think pieces, and more. And he won every imaginable genre writing piece, including multiple Bram Stoker Awards, Hugo Awards, and Writers Guild of America Awards. His most significant Star Trek contribution was, of course, his teleplay for the original series Star Trek episode, The City on the Edge of Forever. Ellison and Star Trek went together like hellfire and holy water. Now, you probably know some of the legend, but I will go into the article. Though he was an icon and author whose name belongs on a sci-fi Mount Rushmore alongside Asimov, Bradbury, Heinlein, Clarke, Le Guin, and Dick, he knew he'd one day go to his grave as the man who wrote The City on the Edge of Forever. Only Ellison didn't quite write the episode. Sure, it was his idea, and he tapped out a couple of drafts of it, but several other Trek figures, including Gene Roddenberry, Gene Kuhn, and D.C. Fontana, rewrote it to the point that Ellison requested that his name be removed from the credits and replaced with a pseudonym, Cordwainer Bird. His request was denied, and the whole scenario had been a sore point for him, as well as a blessing and a curse for many decades. The big controversy was he wrote this screenplay. It was unfilmable for the Star Trek budget, so they rewrote it and changed it around so that they could film it and so that it actually had the Enterprise characters instead of some other guy and whatnot. But it became known as the best Star Trek episode of all time on multiple lists, or at least in the top 5.
It is a really good episode that has a lot of drama to it, but it is the least Star Trek-y of the good episodes. Like, if you go or pick out the top 10 episodes, it doesn't feel like Star Trek. It is the one that's like, we're going to throw these Star Trek characters into this whole other thing. It doesn't feel like it. Because, like, what's your original series favorite episode?
Oh, if I were to think about it, that's a good question. My favorite original series episode might...
Discounting Triples.
Okay, not with the Tribbles. Well, a really good one is The Changeling with Nomad. There's that one. Of course, The Doomsday Machine is really good.
Doomsday is one of my favorites. Who Mourns for Adonis?
Adonais.
Adonais?
Yeah.
It's Adonis.
No, I know it. Everybody calls it Who Mourns for Adonis, but I've heard podcasts talk about it with. Yeah, it's Adonais because that's the proper Greek something. I don't know.
So it's a pronunciation thing rather than I'd read it wrong.
No, but it means something different too.
It doesn't matter.
I know.
It doesn't matter because nobody says it that way. Since everybody says it the other way, that's the proper way. I'm using the common form, therefore it's right.
Okay.
Well, a language is living, so if 99% of people say it one way, guess what? That's the right way to say it. Doesn't matter if it used to be said this way and it's said that way. And
yeah, it's a thing. There's whole podcasts about it, but it doesn't matter.
But anyways, so these are great episodes.
Yeah,
and they all have the same feel. Look at the other one.
The City on the Edge Forever.
It's got a different feel. It's a slower pace. It's more sedate. It's all about the emotion of the impact, right?
Yeah.
It just doesn't fit, and nobody gets saved in the end.
Edith Keeler must die, and she does.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert from 50 years ago. So anyway, lots of controversy for the episode, but because that controversy has always been ongoing, countless people have heard of Harlan Ellison, have gone and checked out his other works. Of course, his writings were the inspiration for James Cameron to make The Terminator.
So, like, I've
never read any of his works.
No?
No.
They're good. They're older sci-fi, so they have some things that are like, whoa.
Well, yeah, like Clarke and Heinlein and Asimov and all those guys.
So, like, you gotta look at it through the lens of older sci-fi. But, yeah, he's got good stuff.
Yeah, I've always meant to check it out.
I never thought of him as a Star Trek guy.
No, eh?
No, he's got his own. He's got his own giant spiel.
He does, for sure. But that's what most people know him by.
No, most people know him by his other stuff.
You think so?
Yeah.
All right.
I guarantee you, most people are. Oh, he wrote an episode of Star Trek? Oh, neat.
I guess we travel in different circles, you and I.
No, I travel in the same circle. I know about the Star Trek thing.
Yeah.
But I've also heard about him more outside of that.
I think he has something to do with Babylon 5 as well. I have a vague recollection of him being a co-producer, or he wrote one of the episodes, or there was something that he did with Babylon 5 as well. But he's done lots over the years, and we just lost him this past Thursday.
he's more of a sci-fi writer.
Oh, totally is. Yeah.
So,
And I bet a lot of his stuff is now going to be really popular on Amazon for the next week or two.
generally that's the way things go.
Yeah. Because I've always meant to read his stuff. There's so much to read and so much to listen to and so much to watch that you just don't always get around to it.
Well, you walk around all day. Put a book in.
Yeah, I should. It's just, I listen to podcasts all day.
I listen to a lot of podcasts, but I also listen to audiobooks.
Yeah.
For example, I just finished listening to one that I really enjoyed. It's called I Am Legion, I Am Bob.
I am Legion, I am Bob.
It's from the Bobaverse of the series of books.
Okay.
It is very good.
Yeah.
The main character, Bob, he computer programmer who just sold his company for a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets his head cryonically frozen when he dies.
As one does.
Right. He signs the paperwork to get it done, goes to a meal, has these friends, gets up the next day, walks outside, gets hit by a car. So he then wakes up 100 years later. They, instead of saving his brain, they scanned his brain, which destroyed his brain. He's now a living computer program.
Oh, okay.
Cryonically frozen people were declared to have no rights, and they're like, well, here's the thing. We're going to put you in a spaceship, and you're going to control the spaceship. That's all I'm going to say about the series.
Okay.
It's really good for the first book.
Mm-hmm.
I'd give it like a 6, 7.
Okay.
And I'm hard to please for authors.
Yeah.
This kept me captivated for the entire audiobook.
All right.
I don't know its page count, but it's about a 9-hour audiobook.
Okay. So I am Legion, I am Bob.
Yeah.
And you highly recommend it.
I highly recommend it.
Oh.
That's a listen to or read.
Right. Okay. Sounds good. Maybe I'll check that out.
Hmm?
Perfect. All right. So why don't we talk about trailers? I've been trying to get to trailers this entire episode, and you kept interrupting me. So...
Yeah, I feel that bus coming.
Yeah. Anyway, we watched a lot of trailers before we started recording. Not very many that we actually want to play, but we could talk about several of them.
Yeah. Okay, so we saw the trailer for Predator.
Do you know what my job description is? I'm in acquisitions. I look up and I catch what falls out of the sky.
What's on the ship?
Tell me about the mission. Did you see anything unusual?
It's above our pay grade.
I get a cookie now? Look, I get it. Something went down in Mexico. Nobody wants any witnesses. We need to know if you and your men pose a threat.
We're rangers.
Hey, Baxley, if your mom's vagina were a video game, it'd be rated E for everyone.
Isn't posing a threat kind of the fucking point?
Predators just don't sit around making hats out of rib cages. They conquered space. But that's not what's on the horizon.
Should I be worried?
Riley.
I think you know what is on the ship. The ultimate predators.
Light him up! We may die.
We're still here. So come and get us, motherfucker.
We'll start with that one.
Yeah, so we watched the first one there about a month or two back, and this is the first official trailer. The other one was a teaser.
Yeah.
This one is better than the teaser because the teaser was a head scratcher.
Mm-hmm.
This one is more along the lines of what you'd expect. Does it make you want to go see it?
No.
It doesn't.
It does not. So, I don't think the people that are making these movies know what made The Predator good.
And you see, that's funny because it's Shane Black who wrote and directed this thing, and he played Hawkins in the original.
Just because you acted in the movie doesn't mean you know what made the movie good.
He also wrote most of it. So, and he wrote, I think he wrote and directed Iron Man 3 as well.
Okay, again, that is neither here nor there.
I'm just giving you some background.
On what he's done for this movie,
yeah,
it doesn't look good.
It's one of those iffy kind of...
They've already done this plot. Well, not the plot, but the premise. Ooh, the Predator is scary, but humanity's finally figured out how to stop this. And, ooh, look, super predators, even scarier things. We've already done this with Predators.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
This is the same storyline.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, it's not storyline, but the same ideas coming through again. Now, are they taking the same idea from Predators? Are we ignoring Predators, and this is a new super alien that we're going to have to deal with? If it is a new super alien, that's even worse. At least if they continue from Predators, we can say there's some continuity here, but I don't think there is. They don't look anything alike.
They don't, and we have no idea. I read a whole article on it this week, actually, and they were talking about the Terminator, the Alien franchise, and Predator, and how both Alien and Terminator had their second movie sequel up the ante, make it bigger, better, and more exciting, and the Predator series never had its Terminator 2/Aliens moment. It had several sequels which were okay, they were passable, but they weren't great, they didn't level up. So they're hoping that this, the Predator, will be its moment.
They're not doing... Okay, Alien and Aliens. Mm-hmm. One is about... The first one is about... well, it's rape. It's a rape story.
Yeah.
And the second one is a Vietnam story. That is what these two things are. Don't confuse it with other things. Don't go, we're going to have a corporate greed and this and bigger aliens and crazier, and now they're going to, and we're going to have a half human, half alien hybrid thingy, and it's going to be cool, and everybody's going to think it's awesome, and nobody's going to think it's awesome. And then same thing with
Terminator.
What they do for number 3. Oh, we're going to have another Terminator come in, and we're going to this one's going to be liquid metal, and it's an anti-Terminator Terminator. Why would the thing that makes Terminators make an anti-Terminator Terminator? I don't know. That's stupid. Mm-hmm. So they tried to up it again.
We're just talking about 1 and 2.
No, we're not. We're talking about them going, ooh, let's up it again. Because they didn't tell a story. They just wanted to make it better. They just wanted to make it bigger, stronger. Ooh, everybody's going to love these special effects. If you do that, nobody's going to watch the movie. Because cool scenes
do not make a movie.
Yeah.
Right. September 14th, The Predator hits theaters. I will be there.
I will not.
All right, and moving right along to another trailer.
Are you looking for a podcast that's a little bit out of the ordinary, a little bit crazy, and a little bit on the rambunctious side? Well, if I got something for you, it's called Vitamin Geek Podcast. My name's Corey Keelan. I'm the host and creator of Vitamin Geek Podcast, and I'm here to invite you to listen to my show. Each episode, I'm coming to you with whatever I think is important at the time. Maybe it's a new movie, maybe it's a comic book, maybe it's horror, maybe it's drag queens, who knows? I love to talk, and I just love to get you guys involved in the conversation. I invite you all to check out my Facebook page. It's facebook.com/Vitamin Geek Podcast. I would love to hear your feedback. So please join me and check us out here, Vitamin Geek Podcast, here on the ESO Network.
We saw the trailer for the Equalizer 2.
We did.
I enjoyed the Equalizer a lot.
I have not seen it.
No? Oh, it's really good. It's on Netflix. Check it out. It's really good. It's
Denzel Washington.
Yeah, it's a really good action film.
Okay.
It leaves a lot of myth behind, where did he get all this skill and whatnot? But yeah, he's in the CIA, or was at one point, and now he's not, and it's really good. This is Denzel Washington's first sequel
Yeah,
period.
You told me that.
He's never done a sequel before, and he's come back for this.
Right, so he must really believe in the series, I guess.
Yeah.
Or making it into a series.
I think he enjoys the character. Because, like, I really like him as an actor.
Yeah, he's good.
And I like the character he played in the last one, so I'm really excited to see him in this one.
What could you compare it to? Is it could Jason Statham do the role, or is it more nuanced than that?
It is much more nuanced than that.
Okay.
I wouldn't... It's kind of got the feel of the Transporter. Like, once he has, like... You realize that he's an unstoppable machine. Mm-hmm. And you're like, oh, let's see what he can do.
Okay.
But it's not overt like that.
So it's not like Crank.
It's not Crank. No, it's much more subtle, but it's good.
Okay. So...
And he often gives the other people a chance to do right.
Okay.
But you get one.
You get one chance and that's it. Okay.
It's good. I recommend it to anybody. Watch the first one, watch the second one.
And wasn't there a TV series called The Equalizer?
There was, unrelated.
It's not related to it at all?
As far as I know.
Okay. Because I didn't watch that series either. That's before my time.
Yeah.
But okay. So Equalizer 2 comes out soon.
Yeah.
And
really good. We saw a teaser for Disenchanted.
You've seen the future in Futurama. You've seen the present in Springfield. So, what's the obvious third move? The past, of course. Welcome to Dreamland.
Hear ye, hear ye! Royal Court is now in session!
Let's have a look at this no-good pile of scum. Weak chin, buck teeth, and wow!
Hi, Dad.
Disenchantment, August 17th on Netflix.
Yeah, that's the new Matt Groening, not Futurama, not Simpsons, but in the past kind of medieval thing.
Yeah, it's a D&D universe with the Simpson feel, the Futurama feel. I think it's going to be more Futurama than Simpson.
And it's going to be on Netflix?
Yeah.
Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's okay. And that's coming soon.
This was a teaser, so...
Yeah, we don't know when it's coming out, but it actually looks like it might be fun.
Yeah, well, I enjoy Futurama.
Yeah.
And this looks like it's going to have the same kind of thing. It's going to have the same biting social commentary.
Yes, definitely. And it's got the same character animation kind of thing. So
yeah,
it's definitely
same look.
Same universe.
Yeah.
Kind of
well,
thing. Well, who knows if it is or not, but it has that
the same
feel.
look, yeah.
Yes. So if you like Futurama, if you like The Simpsons, you'll probably like Disenchanted.
I think it's more of a Futurama spin than a Simpsons spin. Because, like, Simpsons got real... They got controlled real quick by the studio.
Yeah, so it'll be out soon then.
Yep.
And we'll probably give it a go.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to give that a go. Mm-hmm. What else did we check out? Oh, we checked out Zoe.
Yeah. Not really a trailer we're going to play, but that had Ewan McGregor in it?
Yeah,
okay.
That's the one with Ewan McGregor in it.
And he's some kind of synthetic?
No, he is not a synthetic.
Oh.
He's the guy that developed the synthetic.
Oh, okay, right.
So this is a
love match
this
kind
is
of?
Ex Machina / a romance novel.
/ her.
/ her.
Right.
Yeah, it's because it's more about the physical body and how it's a perfect match for people. Her is more about the idea of falling in love with a machine as a nebulous concept. This is what women would do with sex dolls. They'd romance them. Right.
So the whole idea is that there's a synthetic and it builds a compatibility match for you based on something.
It's the hand wavium.
Yeah. So, it looks like it might be a good lazy afternoon kind of thing.
We'll send a couple of the girls to go watch it and tell us what they think. But this is not something I would watch.
Would you watch it on a lazy Sunday afternoon?
Nope.
No way, not even that.
Nope.
Not even though it has Obi-Wan McGregor in it.
But it doesn't. It's got Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
He is not linked to the character like other...
Yeah, true enough.
Like, anything you see Patrick Stewart in, you go, ooh, Picard is on the holodeck playing this character.
Yes.
Because that's what he is.
Mm-hmm.
I've even seen some of his early works. I'm like, ooh, young Picard is on the holodeck.
Nice. Right. Because he's... Patrick Stewart is indelibly linked in your head to Captain Picard.
Yeah.
Ewan McGregor is not indelibly linked to Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Exactly.
Because that's Alec Guinness.
Well, two separate people played him. Alec Guinness played him for the first movie, and he really, like, he died halfway through the movie. And then we get, like, Force Ghost cameos.
Yeah.
So it's not like he was a major character in the story after that point.
No,
like,
true. He was integral to the plot.
But he wasn't, his character wasn't core to the story.
Exactly, yeah.
You didn't build a tight bond to Obi-Wan.
This is true.
So, yeah, sad. So that's, Ewan McGregor is his own character. He's his own actor, so he's not linked to it yet.
Yeah, okay.
Now, if he comes back for another one, maybe.
Yeah, because they put the Star Wars movies on hold.
They did. And there's some rumors swirling around on that front. Apparently, the Bob Iger is not happy with Kathleen Kennedy.
Uh-oh.
The last film flopped, and toy sales are going down.
Because there's lots still on the store shelves everywhere.
And what's the thing she's pushing? She's like, oh, new characters and this, and we're gonna push Rose Tico toys because that's gonna sell. Everybody's gonna want to be with Rose Tico, the person that prevented Finn, one of the major characters, from saving the rebellion. Yeah, because everybody's gonna want to be that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So we don't know what's going to happen with the Star Wars films. They have to be retooled, reinvented, rejiggered. Who knows? Put on hold.
Side stories. So the Star Wars Tales, I think they're called, or whatever.
Yeah.
A Star Wars story, whatever. All those ones, they need to rethink them.
Mm-hmm.
Don't give us Han Solo, because we all know Han Solo. There's nothing you can say to that story that we're gonna go, oh.
We didn't need his background.
No. Like, tell his background, that's fine. Look at, they told his background fully in the expanded universe. But don't give us a whole movie focused on it, where he starts out being Han Solo, changes in the middle, and comes back to being Han Solo. We know who Han Solo is.
Yeah.
Give us new stuff. Boba Fett movie, if you do it right, could work. Because we really don't know Boba Fett in the movie sense.
No, not really.
We see young Boba.
Yeah.
We see preteen Boba in the Clone Wars.
Yep.
And then the adult Boba. We don't know that mid-range Adventures of Boba Fett in between with Slave One going around doing stuff. That would be an okay movie.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Find a good plot, throw it in there, bingo, bango, bongo, done. You can do an Obi-Wan movie if you do it right. Because we don't really know in the middle what happens.
Between where we see him in episode 3 and the start of episode 4.
Yeah.
There's all those years in between.
Exactly. And Ewan McGregor's aging with the movies. He's the right age, so just slap him in there.
That's right.
But do other characters. Like, grab new characters. Make me care. Like, in Rogue One.
Yeah.
New character.
Mm-hmm.
I liked her.
Jyn Erso.
Yeah, she's a good character.
Mm-hmm.
Not a great character, mind you, because like she had some major flaws.
Well, sure.
But a good character. I enjoyed watching her story.
Self-contained.
Give me something else. Give me something else in the universe.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me you have a galaxy to give me stories from. Give me this bounty hunter having problems with the Hutts.
We need to know more about IG-88.
Sure, we could go with a character that some people for some reason like, but nobody else should because it's that stupid droid. Yeah, no, like, we have a whole universe. There's the Hutts, there's the Dark Suns. We can go explore at the edge of known space. You can go with...
the birth story of Yoda and how he came to power.
Don't do origin stories. Give me new characters.
Yes.
Or give me characters we really haven't seen. Give me a Thrawn movie.
Do you think they would?
I don't think so.
Because that's a huge book series.
Yeah, but it's got the lore behind it.
Exactly.
But you can do I forget the name of that area of space that's dangerous to travel in. And the unknown regions. That doesn't sound right. But anyways, there's that whole section of wild space basically that you can go to. There's so much you can do. You don't have to focus like the main story should be the main story, following the main characters.
Of course.
That we all know the Solos and
the Skywalkers.
The Skywalkers and the whole effect of that. Cool. The main hawk. But there's a whole galaxy. Just grab me something else. Mm-hmm. Anywhere else.
And maybe don't put them out once a year. I know they want to make their money.
Once a year is fine. But space them cool. go, all right, we're going January is our release, or June is our release. Pick a release. And every year, slap down a movie.
In that specific spot all the time.
Don't go, well, here's one here, and 6 months later, bam, you're going to love this one.
Yeah.
No, spread them out. Take 2 years to make your movie, and just rotate. Mainline, separate. Mainline, separate. Mainline, separate. Don't bunch them, because you're fighting against yourself.
You're creating a bottleneck.
Yeah. And Pete's sakes, don't anger the fans with one film, and then drop your other one short and say, you have to like it.
Yeah.
You need, at minimum, you need a chance for the ire to die down.
So are we thinking that George Lucas should not have sold his franchise?
George Lucas did the right thing by selling his franchise.
Okay.
Because George Lucas he was not continuing on well. Because, like, some of the things he had planned, like that weird, like, chibi, fat, cartoony style show that they almost did, but it got canceled, fortunately. That was almost a disaster. No, because, like, look what happened with The Force Awakens.
That was big.
It was huge.
Mm-hmm.
And it had potential.
Yeah.
Then Rogue One comes out.
And that was great.
Great story. Everybody loved it.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's jazzed up for the second movie.
Yeah.
The second movie, they got a writer in there that didn't know what they were doing, didn't know what Star Wars was, and made it some weird political statement. A series of weird political statements. He didn't even stick to one theme, and it was basically a slow chase with a bunch of side stories. And then this film that nobody really felt they needed, which had problems from the beginning.
Yeah, because when you're changing up your directors and you're having to give your actor acting lessons in the middle of filming, there's some potential problems there.
So the acting lessons thing, it was supposed to be lessons to make him more like Harrison Ford, rather than generic acting lessons.
Yeah.
Because it's okay to act, to make some actors are good at making their own character, but you want him to be a specific individual.
Yes.
And, yeah. So, yeah. Anyways, back to trailers, because that's what we're in the middle of.
True. What else did we see? We saw a trailer for How It Ends.
Yeah.
A Netflix original. End of the world, have to go find my daughter, are you coming along with me kind of thing.
Hey, what time is it?
6 in the morning in Seattle. My mother just called. What happened last night?
I'm sorry. He was into me from the second I got in.
Why did you move my daughter away from me?
Moving was Sam's idea. If I'd asked for his blessing last night, he would have said no, so I didn't. I'm getting late. Okay, I gotta go.
Okay, call me when you get to the airport.
What was that?
Will, something's wrong.
Sam.
We have unconfirmed reports of a large seismic event off the California coast, with reports of power outages across the United States.
Why didn't you come back? I didn't know where else to go.
Have you talked to Sam?
We got disconnected.
What's the last thing she said?
She sounded scared.
Let's look at what we know, Will. We have no idea what's happening. Yet we got F-22s doing flybys. My only daughter, she's alone, 2,000 miles away. So I only have one question for you. Are you coming with me?
All communications are down. The government is silent. We don't know who or what is causing this.
There's a lot to be afraid of out there. There's a lot of real danger.
Should have told me that you had a gun.
I'm assuming that you've never fired a firearm.
I've seen war game simulations. Events just like this. They're designed to erase rational behavior with what appears to be a singular incident.
You ever seen clouds like that before?
Will! Get back in the car! I need you to promise you'll always keep us safe.
I promise you.
You just drive, I got this. 1, 2, 3!
Can't stay like this forever.
Do you really think that?
So it's a father of the girl and the boyfriend, because they hadn't even gotten engaged yet, because he was going to ask for permission.
Yes.
Which is a weird thing to do. You can tell this was written by an older individual, because people don't do that.
Ask for a blessing?
Yeah. That's not something that happens that often anymore.
Yeah, no, I don't think it does.
So then they're going to save the girl.
But they have to travel 2,000 miles, and the power is out, and there's swarms of stuff, and volcanoes, and...
Here's the thing that I don't get about any movie like this, where I'm going to travel across the country to go find this person. Takes you, what, a month? 2 weeks to get there?
2,000 miles, yeah. Through all the...
all the problems, whatever,
yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, there's been different movies with the same kind of thing.
And the person that you're going to find is just going to stay right there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They're not going to come find you.
No.
Or they're not going to go where they're, it might be safe. Because volcanoes are erupting and weird piezoelectric flows and electromagnetic anomalies and right?
Uh-huh.
Their house is going to be fine. They're just going to wait around in their house. Because they have more than a month's food stored up.
Because doesn't everybody?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, these movies, they don't feel realistic to me. I can't...
You can't abide by it?
No. Like, if they were going, my family is out east, and I'm hoping to go find somebody in my family, because there's a bunch of people out there, and we'll check these different locations.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's vain hope, that somebody's going to be at some of the locations that you know, right?
Yeah.
Not a specific individual.
Who, the last time you talked to them, they sounded scared, and then the phone connection died.
Yeah.
So now we have to grab our guns in our car and travel 2,000 miles. Are you coming with me?
Yeah. So.
I'll watch it.
Yeah, maybe a Sunday afternoon.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, it's not going to be something that I watch the day it comes out.
Yeah, and then we checked out the new Mark Wahlberg action film.
Mile 22?
Yeah.
Generic action film.
Protect the person in the convoy.
Yep. Get them to the States to talk to whoever they need to talk to about the stuff.
It looks like a good middle-of-the-road action film. Nothing really to say about it. It's going to have good action, and yeah.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Not really much to make it stand out from anything else.
It looks like a solid 5.
Yeah, pretty
much.
Right
down the middle.
Yeah, exactly. So, trailers this week, not very good.
No. Oh, and the children's movie there.
Oh, The House with the Clock in Its Walls, trailer 2.
Yeah. You know what? I think I'll bring my kid.
It looks like a very...
it's a kid's film.
I will not go see this.
This is definitely... This is not an adult kids film, like Incredibles or a bunch of other movies. This is definitely... This is shot for the kids.
Oh, for sure it is.
But yeah, I'll take my son to this.
Yeah, I think you would. Yeah, I think
you'd enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It has a little bit of a vibe of a series of unfortunate events, which is on Netflix as a series with Neil Patrick Harris right now.
It's got that feel. It's got the feel of Miss Peregrine's School for something children. Peculiar children.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The bit oddie, the bit weird. It kind of got the Harry Potter feel to it,
A little bit of that, yeah. Nothing I care about, actually.
Yeah,
So.
it's all good enough. It looks like it'll be interesting for what it is.
Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Netflix, I finished off season 2 of Luke Cage last night.
Yeah, okay.
Have you seen any of it?
We've watched 6 episodes. Again, we've been working on our basement.
Okay.
And that takes up time.
It does.
You can't really watch things.
No, not easily. The last episode was a weird one. It wraps things up. I don't want to give any spoilers away. I liked it a lot. I liked it better than season 1. It definitely leaves things open for season 2. Or 3, I mean.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Definitely, for sure. There was episode 10 had a really nice cameo. I won't tell you who the cameo was unless you want to guess. But it really rehabs that particular character for his season 2 series that'll come out soon, I hope, maybe.
Well, you just gave it away, man.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
It was basically the Iron Fist and Luke Cage episode, which was really good.
So that's the crossover we got, because like we got Foggy.
Yeah, he was in an episode.
Yeah, everybody loves Foggy.
Mm-hmm. I guess so.
You don't like Foggy?
Yeah, he's fine.
Everybody loves Foggy.
Yeah, he's alright. Yeah.
Foggy Bear.
Foggy Bear, yeah. Yeah, and we saw Colleen, and we saw the night nurse, Claire.
Ugh, she's aggravating me.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm only on episode 6.
Mm-hmm.
So spoilers for up to episode 6.
Yeah.
But she is a terrible girlfriend.
I think we talked about this last week.
Yeah, but that we watched right up to the she left, and then like he was back and she leaves a note and the whole that's the episode we ended on.
Okay.
So like there's a little bit more. She's a terrible girlfriend, like to the core. Like he punched a wall and that's because she kept needling him.
She did.
And needling him. And he said, I don't want to talk about him. I don't want to talk to him. He has wounded my soul, basically. Talk to him. You have to talk. I talk to him. He seems nice. No. I have emotional problems dealing with my own childhood traumas, and therefore you need to talk to your father about your childhood traumas.
Right. How about you be supportive of me? Yeah. Okay. So anyway, overall, really good. Definitely leaves it open for season 3. Lots of cool cameos. If you haven't checked out any of the Marvel Netflix TV series, we definitely recommend it. A new film came out last night on Netflix, and I watched it right after Luke Cage.
Okay.
A movie called Tau. T-A-U.
Yeah.
Okay. So I watched it. It's got a Ex Machina vibe.
Okay.
But for Netflix, not as great. But it has a lot of questions, or brings up questions of identity, personhood, that kind of thing.
Okay.
So it brings up philosophical questions in a roundabout way. It doesn't really answer them per se.
Philosophical questions. You can't answer philosophical
True.
questions.
So it does its job. It makes you think.
Well, you can, but you're just being an ass when you do.
Yeah.
Like what is the sound of one hand clapping?
Yeah. So there. It had the voice of Gary Oldman as the computer program Tau.
Ooh, Gary Oldman.
A bunch of, only 2 other main characters. The female prisoner, I guess you could say, and then the eccentric billionaire inventor guy, who's the main villain, and who programmed Tau. And he kind of looks like the guy who played Beast in the new X-Men films.
Okay.
Nicholas Hoult. He looks like that, but it's not that guy. It's just somebody who looks kind of like him.
All right.
Creepy. So I recommend it. It's a good film.
Where would you put it on the scale?
It's not as good as Ex Machina. It was good. It was filmed well. The editing's great. The CGI is okay for a Netflix movie. I'd recommend it. It's a good diversionary film.
Okay. So how many rivets?
I give it 7 rivets out of 10.
Okay.
So it's very not middle of the road. It's higher than middle of the road, but it's not epic.
It's good, but not great.
Yeah, but it's worth a watch.
So I would put it at 6.
Probably.
Yeah.
So yeah, you got to go see it.
All right.
Yeah, and then tell me what you think.
All right.
Last week I recommended Van Helsing, and a buddy of mine has been starting to watch it, and he texted me the other day, I hate you, I'm addicted to this thing. So people are liking Van Helsing.
Well, I'm glad they're liking it. I'm glad they can fall into a show that they enjoy. I could not get into it.
No, that's okay. That's all right.
You got anything else?
No, that's it. That's all we have for this week's episode.
It seems late.
It seems what, late?
It seems late.
Like there should be something else?
Yeah, well, once we edit this, it's going to be 45 minutes.
Well, we talked about Harlan Ellison. We talked about Toys R Us. We talked about trailers. We talked about Luke Cage and Tau. Talked about Jump City, Comic Book Shop. We talked about the Soul Forge podcast. And what else do we talk about? We have no emails this week. But if people would like to email us, therustedrobot@gmail.com.
Yeah.
I guess that's pretty much it. You don't have any hypothetical questions?
I did not have a chance to think of a good hypothetical this week.
Okay.
So, yeah.
That's all we've got. Because there weren't very many good trailers, and there wasn't a lot of news. We have no Star Trek news, really.
Yeah, there's no news on Orville.
Nothing there. Nothing really new on Star Wars front. We talked about it a bit, but we don't have any information because they haven't said. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's just we have to wish everybody a happy Canada Day, a happy America Day on the 4th, and be kind to one another, I guess, and go see fireworks, and listen to music, and what else do you got?
I got nothing else, man. I said that a while ago.
Yeah, I know. So that's it. So
Good.
it's about an hour. People like their shows an hour long.
All right.
All right. So if they haven't left us a 5-star review in the iTunes store, Josh, what should they do?
You should leave us a 5-star review in the iTunes store.
That's a great idea.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what? Whatever you write in a 5-star review, Sean will read.
I will. Yeah. I will read it on an upcoming episode. And email us, tweet us. We're on Twitter at The Rusted Robot. So, I did do a guest host on a different podcast this past week. I was on the Delvin Cox Experience, and that should be out next week or the week after. And he's a podcaster who just interviews fellow podcasters and different people and talks about their life. So I talked about my podcasting experience, a little bit about my geek history, talked about SoulForge, talked about Rusted Robot and their origin stories. And he's a cool guy. And,
so he is a metacaster.
Kinda.
He talks to podcasters about stuff, so he's one layer deep.
Yeah. He talks to more than just podcasters.
No,
but
the mainstay is podcasters. Then it's an operoso.
Yeah, because we hooked up through the Twitter group that we're all a part of, the PWA, Podcasts with Attitude. So check out the hashtag #ThePWA. You can search all the podcasts there, find us, and lots of good shows. So shout out to Delvin, and shout out to the PWA. And that's it. That's all I got for this week's episode. So thanks for stopping by. Thanks for listening. Thanks for all your support. And remember, Roe versus Wade was not a court case about the best way to cross the river. This has been another episode of the Rusted Robot Podcast. You can contact us by emailing therustedrobot@gmail.com or tweeting us at therustedrobot. Visit our website at therustedrobot.podbean.com. And, if you would, please check us out and like us on Facebook. A 5-star review in iTunes is appreciated. The Rusted Robot Podcast was written, produced, scored, edited, engineered, and directed by Sean Vanderloo. Your co-host was Josh Montney. Don't forget to visit Jump City Comics in the 101 Mall and listen to our other show, the SoulForge Podcast. Visit Sean on Twitter and Instagram at Darth Vaderloo.
The Rusted Robot Podcast. Think about it.
Well, when you ask me about the script I wrote for The City on the Edge of Forever, the Star Trek, which I am told is the all-time top episode. It's TV Guide called it one of the 100 greatest moments in television history. Okay. I wrote that script before the show ever went on the air. Before any of the executives, and I'm purposely not mentioning any executives' names, had established the characters. And my script went a long way to establishing those characters. And I wrote what I thought was a dynamite script. Really a dynamite script. Then, as happens in television, it's the old French joke about the chef who has made a great soup, and all the other chefs come in and they say, well, we must make it just a little bit better, and they all piss in it. Everybody pissed in my script. When it came time for the credit, everybody vied to get the credit, but I wound up with a solo credit on it because it was my story.
This has been a broadcast of the ESO Network. Be part of the crew and help support our shows by donating to our ESO Patreon or by shopping through Amazon.com or the TeePublic store, which can all be found at www.esonetwork.com. The ESO Network, your station for all things geek.